Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So today there's going to be 2 messages on being accepted. This one is just my own version and my own rendition, and then I'm going to actually do the daily word. I read the daily word. I didn't listen to the audio portion like I normally do for you guys, but the written portion, the title was called Being Accepted. And what it talked about with being accepted is being who you are and not trying to force yourself to be somebody that you are not. That's what today's message was all about on the daily word. And since I'm running a little bit late to work, I'm just going to expound on that. I have had a lot of people tell me lately, especially very strongly, they've always said it, but especially very strongly within these last couple of weeks, last couple of months, 2 words: be you. Be you. If you just be you, Tina, people will like you. People already like you. Just be you. You don't have to go extra. You don't have to go above and beyond. You don't have to change who you are. Just be who you are. Along my journey of finding myself and learning to be honest with myself, working on that part that we all kind of have where sometimes we doubt what we feel, I've also become very strong in what I feel, with learning new phrases that my friends introduced me to, like I said what I said, I do not change my answer, this is really me, phrases like that. And I have become empowered by them. I am so humbled and gracious and grateful that I'm surrounded around a group of people that are also in the same mode, the same position that I'm in, which is changing my environment to be around people that inspire growth. This weekend, I went to the Blue Martini. And when I went to I've never been to the Blue Martini before, and let me tell you what, if you're in the DFW Metroplex area, the one off of Legacy is a go-bomb diggity. Well, as we all know, I've been very open to meeting men, because I am single. And I saw a gentleman from across the bar, and when I saw him, I was like, ooh, nice. But then there's a part of me that was like, he gonna be a little bit too busy for you. But you can always call him over and see him. And I was like, all right. So I had the bartender to get his attention because, first of all, his face, he was with a friend, but his face was so into the phone that he didn't even realize that I was trying to get his attention. And so the bartender got his attention, and I was like, hey. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, are you married? And he was like, no. I was like, are you single? And he couldn't hear me from across the bar, so his friend translated for him and said, he asked him, is he single? And then he looked at me and he's like, yeah, I'm single, not married. I'm like, okay. So I was like, so I was excited. He was what I wanted. He was tall from, the view over there. And he came over and he stood next to me and we started having a conversation. There were a couple of things that I kind of noticed about him. I could definitely tell that he was used to women probably fawning all over him. But me, I'm just going to be me and just be myself. And so that's what I was doing. And he did take notice of my character and who I was. Now, don't get me wrong. This man had other women, buzzing around him, buzzing around him. But, he stood there next to me and we spoke. Well, after a period of time of us going back and forth, I turned my head for a minute. When I turned back around, there was another gentleman that was in between us. And the gentleman that was in between us, I thought, when I looked over, I saw the gentleman, he had moved over, and there was this woman that had been trying to get his attention the whole time, was just totally trying to, talk. He started speaking with her. So I'm thinking, oh, well, he just moved, to kind of talk to her, And I had remembered telling him, I said, look, let's make a deal. I know you're single. I'm single. I said, so, if you decide that you want to move away from me, just give me a hug before you go. And he was like, okay. And he goes, but I'm stationary. I don't really go anywhere. He said, so I'll be here. And I was like, okay. I said, but I can only tell you what I feel. And I feel like you're going to walk away at some point. So I'm just going to say this, when you decide that you want to walk away, just give me a hug. And he said, okay. Well, when that man came in between us, and I didn't know the man, I don't know him. When he just came in between us, and I thought he had moved away. Well, fast forward, later on, we spoke. We had a hard time getting in touch with each other because I was on one side of the club, he was on the other side. He was talking to people, I was talking to people. So yesterday we finally had a opportunity to kind of, text and have a conversation with with each other. And he was like, he was sharing with me things that were going on with his day, and I was sharing with him. I'm like, yeah, I worked out today, I'm doing weights, I'm doing yoga. And I said, the yoga in between the weights. And I said, I just feel like for me, I feel like for my family, friends, co-workers, or my romantic mate, whoever it is going to be, I want to be fit, and I want to be in a position to where I can be fit for them, so I can be available to them in their life, whatever aspect and area they need me in. Because if you need me to go hang out with you, I need to have that energy. I need to be vibrant. I don't need to be walking around like I'm on crutches or my back hurt. If I need my grandchildren need me, or my children, or my family, my friends, my co-workers, my romantic mate, if they need me, I want to be fit, and I want to be healthy for just myself, And so I kind of, explained that to him in the text, and he texted me back and he said, just be you. And I texted him back, I said, always. I said, I don't believe in representatives. I said, so this is really me. And he texted back a little heart and said, cool. And then he told me he was getting ready to go into a meeting and that he would talk to me later. Later that night, he texted me back, and we were texting each other back and forth. And he said, you really seem like an affectionate person and a caring person. He said, I'm just going to be honest with you. He said, I'm not the person for you. He said, I feel that you are really a genuine person, and you deserve a genuine man. You deserve to be with a man that is like you. And I thought to myself, there was a couple of things that went through my brain. And the first thing I thought was, wow, so you don't even feel like you're deserving of a woman like myself. Wow, that speaks like volumes. And then the other part was like, you know what? I totally appreciate this experience, because he's being very honest with me and being very forthcoming and telling me that he knows that he's not a good fit for me, and he feels like I deserve better than what he has to offer me right now. So there was a couple of things that went through my brain, and the first thing was like, you know what? I really appreciate that he was honest with me and did that. Like, I was a little disappointed, I ain't gonna lie. I was a little disappointed, but I appreciated the fact that he was honest enough to say, you know what? I would love to like spend time with you and do these things, but I'm just not in that place, and you're in a different place than me, and you've explained to me that you're trying to change your environment, and I don't want to be a part of that environment, because I don't want to, bring you down, so to speak, because of where he is in his life. And that was such a powerful message, and that spoke volumes, that my character, me being me, allowed people to bow out, because that's another thing that I have in my energy, which is, if you are not fit for me, then remove yourself from my space. I shouldn't have to remove you. You will remove yourself. The part that I have, that I'm working on, depending on who it is not chasing that person, not going after that person while they're trying to remove themselves from my life, because they know who they are and they know where I'm at. So as much as I wanted to, and there was a part of me that was like, but if I show you who I am, and I had to stop myself. Like, I'm so proud of myself, but I literally had to stop myself and say, Tina, this man is being honest with you. It's just like the meme I posted in the group the other day. I no longer force things. I go along with the flow. What's meant for me is meant for me. That was the meme yesterday. And I reminded myself of that, and I said, you know what? Thank you so much. There's a reason why you came into my life and I came into yours. And it could have been just been for that moment, for him to show him that, hey, there are women that are trustworthy out here, that are genuine. And then for me to show me that there are men out here that are genuine, that are honest and forthcoming, and furthermore, they know what they want. Because even though he didn't want me, he knew what he did want. And he also protected me from him. That was the hugest. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of turned me on a little bit. It did turn me on a little bit, but it turned me on because he was powerful enough and humble enough to realize and recognize that he was not the man for me, and he made a choice to protect me from him. I don't know how much more powerful a message could be than that. When somebody, and to me, that is unconditional love. So to me, what he showed me was love. He showed me that he cared about me enough as a person and a human being to protect me from an unpleasant experience. So what that showed me was, that lets me know everything that I'm doing is right, and that to keep going and to keep being me. So on this being accepted journey that most of us are on, we have to be honest with ourselves. And although it did kind of disappoint me and hurt my feelings a little bit, he did offer to say that we could be, buddy. He said, just keep me as a buddy, is what he said. He said, you can keep me as a buddy. But I just felt at that point, I was just going to go ahead and sever the tie. I don't even want to waste that kind of time. But what I did do was I left the door open, that if he ever decided to contact me and call me back, and y'all know me, I got a period of time on that, okay? I got a period of time on that I would allow him, to see. It depends on where I am in my life, because some people do change. He may have a realization and be like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Or again, I'm learning to appreciate experiences just as they are. And it may have been meant for me to show him that there are genuine women, because he says he doesn't trust women, and that was a huge thing for him. But the fact that he could feel a genuine person, that may be, his message, is that there are genuine people out here like myself, like good old Tina Wolf. So y'all have a awesome and amazing day today. I'm about to get in here and I'm about to get it. And hopefully on this journey of being accepted, you learn how to be you and embrace being you. And those that you like will appreciate you, and they will come into your space, and those that are not welcome will eliminate themselves. That's the hugest message that I got today. I love you guys. I'm gonna go in here, ladies' hands. Y'all be awesome and great. My name is Tina Wolf. Bookwithtina.com is my website. Okay, make sure you compliment at least 5 people a day, because you never know whose life you can change, you never know whose vibration you can raise up, and you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. Y'all be great. Mwah. Bye.